Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining us. We'll be getting started shortly, but in the meantime, please feel free to introduce yourself in the chat. Let us know a little bit about yourself. If you know a program you're interested in studying, where joining us from around the world, go ahead and we'll be getting started soon. Thanks for your patience. All right, it's just past 1 o'clock now, so we'll go ahead and get started. So once again, thank you everybody for joining. This is the introduction to the Edinburgh Business School webinar. I'm Christelle. I'm one of the enrollment advisors here at Heriot-Watt University Online. You may notice that we had a different colleague posted when you were signing up for the webinar. That's my colleague Gemma. So you may be in touch with her as well, but I will be the one leading this webinar. All right, so before diving into everything, I want to make sure you can all hear me now. If you're having any issues, if you're joining from a web browser on your computer, please try refreshing the page. That usually fixes everything. Also, make sure that your speakers are switched on and connected to Microsoft Teams. If you are still having trouble though, please pop a message in the Q&A box and we can help out. My colleague Vari is also on this call and she'll be in the chat. So if you do have any questions, she may be answering there as well. All right, a brief summary of what we'll be talking about today. I'll give an introduction to the online learning with Edinburgh Business School at Heriot-Watt, talk a little bit about why you may want to choose Heriot-Watt, how to enroll. I'll go over some of the FAQs that we get, but there'll also be time at the end for some questions and answers. So you are welcome to pop them in the chat as we go along. As I said, Vari may be there and be able to respond to you. But if you also want to wait until we get to the Q&A session, we'll be able to answer everything then as well. So why studying online? At Heriot-Watt, we recognize that there is a need for professionals to develop their knowledge and skills alongside work and other commitments. Studying a postgraduate degree through online learning lets you obtain new knowledge and update existing skills, and you can apply them to your workplace in real time, as well as expanding your professional network. A number of our students, the vast majority, are working full-time as well, so you're going to be able to integrate your study with your job, and you can use your new skills and knowledge immediately to benefit yourself and your organization. Why choose Heriot-Watt? As one of the most progressive and international institutions based in Scotland, you will have the opportunity to thrive both personally and academically during your time with us. We have over 25 years of experience delivering distance learning, and our programs have been designed to be taught online. We're a highly reputable university, and there are some excellent employment prospects. We're first in the Scotland for graduate employability. We are also very well globally connected. We have over 20,000 graduates in 160 countries worldwide, and we have students on a number of programs. Our portfolio is very wide-ranging. We have a number of MBAs with different specialisms, a number of MSCs from business and organizational psychology to financial management, from business analytics to supply chain management and logistics. And we do also have a BSc in business management. So if you're thinking about online versus on campus, a question we get very often is, what will my certificate look like? And any program you'll complete as an online learning student gives you the exact same qualification as your on-campus peers. For example, if you undertake an MBA as an online learning student, you will be equally as qualified as someone who takes the MBA on campus. And your degree certificate will look exactly the same as the ones our on-campus students receive. There is no mention of online learning on the certificate. Even though you'll be learning online and asynchronously, you'll still have plenty of support. So you'll have full access to the virtual library 24/7, so you can always access the ebooks that are mentioned. You'll have academic support from the tutors on weekdays. Each of the programs has discussion board and cafe areas where you can ask questions and get to know your fellow students, as well as touch base with the academics. You'll have introduction to digital study and academic skills, as well as LinkedIn learning. And don't worry, if you do have any questions, we are only an email away. Your tutors can also be accessed through Teams chat. And as I said, the discussion forums are available for you to touch base on a number of topics. So how does online learning work? As I mentioned before, the online student, you have the same qualification and degree as our on-campus students, and everything looks the same in terms of the academic standard, and you'll be undertaking the same or equivalent coursework and assessments. As I mentioned, you'll be receiving a lot of support, and you do also have access to the same support services as our on-campus students. So for example, if you need to touch base with the disability service team, you still have access to them. The career service team, there's a lot of resources available for you. However, there are of course some fundamental differences between studying online and on campus based on the teaching style and the learning style. So keep that in mind when you're considering if online learning will work for you. So we do get asked fairly often about what are the entry requirements. Typically, you will hold a recognized first or second class honors degree or an equivalent professional qualification if you're going for one of our postgraduate programs. If you're going for our undergraduate degree, we're looking for a secondary or high school qualification, but check our website for more details about the specifics. Additionally, if your native language is not English and you haven't been previously educated in the English language, we will ask you to provide proof of your English language proficiency, and there's a number of different options available to you. However, at Edinburgh Business School, we are proud to make transformative education available to diverse communities and individuals across the world. So we do also offer a performance-based admission pathway onto our programs. So if anybody has any questions about that, please let us know. But if you don't have an undergraduate degree, we do still have options for you to be able to join us. And so this means that no matter which pathway you take, there is no need to complete an application form before enrolling. You can essentially start when you're ready to start. Okay, so you've considered all your options in terms of if you want to study online or on campus, and you decided online is best for you, and you've figured out which course is the one that you want to be starting with. So you're ready to enroll. It's a very straightforward process, and as I mentioned, we have the performance-based admissions process as well. So while we do advise that you should meet a minimum academic level to best succeed, it is not a requirement. The performance-based admission pathway is essentially where you will register on the course and you'll need to pass one of the core courses for our postgraduate programs or one of the entry courses, the foundational courses for the BSc, before you're formally enrolled in the program. So it is not an additional cost. It is not an additional course that you need to take. It's just you'll be taking this one first. So we do want to be as flexible and inclusive as possible. So once you're ready to start studying, you can enroll immediately. We don't have set intakes, and you don't have to complete an application form. You'll be able to enroll and start studying very soon after. So how do you enroll? If you head to your chosen program page, go from our website, which is hw.ac.uk/online, and choose the program that you're interested in. Then you'll click on the Enroll Now button. It's found on a few different places on our website, but you can always find it at the top. Then we'll ask you to follow the instructions, and you'll have to enter your personal details, select which courses you want to purchase at this time, and then make your initial payment. Upon completion, our student engagement team will reach out to guide you through the subsequent steps. which will let you commence your studies promptly without having to wait for a fixed intake or undergo an application review. So if you have the previous qualifications and proof of English language that you'll need to provide, it's at this step that you'll be contacted by the student engagement team. But once that's all done, usually within a couple of business days, you'll have access to the virtual learning environment and can start studying at the pace that works for you. We do also often get questions about sitting the final assessment. So our programs offer unique, authentic assessments tailored to each program, and they are aligned to the course's objectives. What'll happen is all students will have 24 hours to complete their assessment by downloading the paper, writing it, and then uploading their answers through the student portal. You'll have access to your notes, course materials, and the internet to consult during the assessment. It is open book, and all assessments will be available within the virtual learning environment. So just make sure you have internet access on the day of the assessment. We do have 3 assessment sessions per year. So there's one that takes place in December, another in April, May, and the other one is in July, August. So you're able to push back your assessment date if the one that you're originally registered for doesn't work for you, if you have deadlines at work and it just isn't feasible, you are able to push it back to a later assessment period. Just make sure you do so before the deadline and then choose the date that works best for you. Additionally to all the support I mentioned earlier, you will also have access to the Coursera Career Academy. So all online students and alumni studying an Edinburgh Business School program are able to access the Coursera Career Academy free of charge during or after their studies. So this is a library of about 500 industry courses, projects, and professional certificates in a number of different career paths. These are essentially micro-credentials, and the length of the program or the course can be from 4 weeks up to 12 weeks, and they are designed by a number of globally recognized countries, including Google, IBM, Meta, Salesforce, and they are there to ensure current students and alumni can continue to build a practical skill set sought after by employers. There isn't a limit to how many courses a student can complete, and the certificates are available in a number of subjects. So it might be related to the course you're taking, but if you have an interest in something else, like accountancy or cybersecurity, there are options available for you. So you can select courses to prepare you for a particular career path, align with your current degree, or just build on your own personal interests. And another question we get very often is about funding and scholarships. So there are a number of scholarships available for our programs. The main one that we have is the Emerging Economies Scholarship, and that is based on the country that you reside in. You can check on our website to see if you are eligible for it, but there are also scholarships that are available throughout the year. You will receive emails from us about it if there is a scholarship that's being offered at that time. Some of you may have joined us if you received an email about one recently. But there's additionally the 20% fee reduction. So if you are interested in purchasing all the courses of your program upfront, you are eligible for a 20% fee reduction. So this does not apply though to PG certificates, postgrad diplomas, or the DBA programs, but it is available for the MBAs, the MSCs, and the BSc. There are some limitations in what can be combined, so if you do have any questions, please let us know. All right, so hopefully that provided some answers to some of the most common questions we receive, but please let us know if you have any questions about anything else. If you would like to chat, type it into the chat, we'll be able to answer them now. But also, if you have any questions that are really specific to your circumstances, you are welcome to reach out to the enrollment team. Our email address is on the screen now. It's hwonlineapps@hw.ac.uk, and we'd be happy to help you. We can either answer through email, or if you want to sign up for one of our Speak to an Advisor calls, you are welcome to do so as well. We do offer 15-minute sessions. I'm happy to post the link in the chat if you would like that, but I'll leave this on the screen for now so that you can make note of our email address. But thank you everybody for joining us, and please feel free to let us know whatever questions you may have. All right. Okay, so I'm getting a question here from Chris, I believe, and asking, does an ordinary degree without honors but with experience allow for direct entry, or does it go down the performance-based admission route? So for the postgrad degrees, we are looking for the equivalent or higher of, so if you have a postgrad degree in another subject, but an equivalent or higher of a UK first or second class honors degree. If you do not have that, you would be going down the performance-based admission route. This is also if students have international qualifications, it could be the equivalent of that as well. If you're not quite sure if it is an equivalent, send us an email, let us know what you got your degree in, where you got it from, and we can follow up with the admissions team to see if that would be the standard academic route or the performance-based route, but we do have options for you. Okay, and then if you're going down the performance-based route, what happens is you're not going to be formally enrolled in the program until you receive your, until you successfully pass that first course. So that does mean that there's going to be a little bit of a delay in terms of you receiving your student ID card. So you're not going to be a formally enrolled student until that point. But if you have any particular questions, just let us know, send us an email, and we're happy to go into more detail about that. Okay, there's a question about the refunds. So our refund policy is you have 14 days from the time of purchase to be able to request a refund. I'll try to find the link to send you so that you can read the policy in full, but that does apply if you're also doing the upfront purchase. So keep that in mind when you're deciding which is the best course for you, but also know there are a lot of resources available for you so that you are able to succeed on the course. We do want you to be able to pass. There is a pass rate is 50% on the course, and some of the resources available to you include on a number of the courses, there are past assessments available so that you can kind of get an idea about what kind of questions to expect, what kind of information we're looking for. You'll also have access to the live online tuition if that's something you choose to add on. So as I mentioned previously, our courses are asynchronous, so you can study whatever time of day, whatever days work best for you. But if you think that a live online tutorial with an academic would be beneficial, that is something you can choose to add on. And in that case, you would have a academic there to help guide you through some more of the material, go more in depth, answer questions live, as well as being there to kind of guide you through things a little bit. One of the sessions is often about a review for the assessment. So that is an option if you are interested. If it is something you're interested in, when you're doing the enrollment process, there'll be a little pop-up that comes and asks you if you want to learn more about live online tutorials, and you can say yes, and then it'll show you what's available at that time for you to add on. So you can choose for if financial decision-making is one that you think having some additional support would be helpful, you are welcome to just sign up for that one. But just if there's nothing that pops up, it may just be that we haven't finalized the dates yet, in which case we will email you when it becomes available, and we'll post in the student portal as well, so you know to check. And even if you're not sure now while you're enrolling, you can decide later on. So don't worry about making a decision straight away, but that is another resource available for you if you need some extra support on a particular course you're feeling like it would be beneficial. That is an option. And as I had mentioned previously, there's discussion forums. The academics are available through Teams, so you can reach out for any questions you may have. Additionally, if you are unsuccessful in passing the course, there is still the resit option. So included in the tuition is the first attempt at the assessment, but if you do need to resit, that is an option as well. So hopefully that won't be the case for you, but if you need to, that is another avenue that is available to you. So there are, as I've been saying, a lot of resources that we have available to you so that you are able to successfully pass the course. I hope that was clear, but if not, please feel free to ask for clarification, and I'm happy to go into more detail about it. If anybody else has any questions, please feel free to type them in. Oh, and just as a reminder, during the assessment, it is open book. You will have access to your learning materials. Just make sure that on the date of the assessment, which is a date that we'll set within those assessment periods that I mentioned, that you have a strong internet connection. But you do also have that 24-hour window, so you can choose the time of day that works best for you. Just make sure you resubmit the assessment before that window closes. We can potentially consider postgraduate professional qualifications for the direct entry, but it does depend. So if this is something that is interesting to you, please email us directly and we can go into more detail about it. Additionally, if it's not eligible for entry, but it might be eligible for an exemption for some of the courses, that can be something we can discuss as well. There would be a form that you'll need to fill out and send off to our exemption team for them to review. But it is a possibility. There are things that need to be taken into consideration, such as how long ago it was and what course it can align with. So it obviously, of course, depends on which program you're interested in pursuing, but it's a great question. Send us an email so we can go into a bit more personalized information to you. So once again, that email address is hwonlineapps@hw.ac.uk. If anybody else has any other questions, please feel free to post them in the chat. I do know sometimes the questions will pop up after the webinar is over, or things sink in a little bit more. Some new questions may pop up. You are always welcome to send us a message and we'll be happy to answer you as well. Okay, it doesn't look like we're having any other questions at this time. So thank you everybody for joining us. I hope you found it useful. If you do have any other questions, please message us. We'll be happy to get in touch with you. We can also set up calls if you want to book one of the calls. we can do that as well. And if you have any questions about your particular circumstances, just send us an email with as much detail as you can, and we can either answer you directly or follow up on your behalf. But hope you found this useful. Thank you so much for joining us, and we hope to see you learning online soon. Thanks, everybody. Have a great rest of your day.